name's Julie Mustard, and I am the Director of Short-Term Missions for Bethel Church and for our School of Supernatural Ministry here. One of the things that's the best experience that we have our students comment on is the mission trip that they go on every year. And you would think that people coming from all over the world to learn and to be in school wouldn't necessarily think that a mission trip would be their best experience. You think maybe it was the sermon, or maybe it was getting impartation, or any of the other amazing experiences, the worship that we have. But what we find is that students have been sitting in a classroom all year, and they've been learning, and they've been receiving, and they've been gaining impartation, but there's not actually the go aspect until they go on missions, especially for first year students, because they're actually not allowed to do specific ministry in the capacity for a while into school. And so when they sign up for mission trips, there's this initial this is so far away, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, we've got to do all these things, raise money, which is also overwhelming for the leaders at times. But when they get on the field, no matter whether they went to another city in California, or they went to Mexico, or they went to Asia or a country in Africa, whichever the case may be, we find that they come back with stories of not just, I saw this amazing miracle. The things that they come back with are a testimony of the impartation and the teaching they've been receiving all year long being manifest in the natural. And so we say all the time that we want to see Jesus get us full reward. And if we're not sending our students out, if we're not putting them in places to have opportunities to take risks, to go and be the hands and feet of Jesus, to serve in practical ways, it's the full aspect, the 360 view of what it means to live missionally. So I know a lot of trip leaders, or a lot of school leaders, especially for part-time schools, it seems a little bit difficult to wrap your mind around, oh my gosh, what do I do to lead a mission trip? If you break it down step by step and you build a team around you, it's actually not as hard as it might seem. And the value that you're going to see in the lives of your students is worth the effort, and it's worth the sacrifice that you make. But one of the first things to gain an understanding, to gain a value for mission trips, is to go on one. If you as a leader have never been on a mission trip, it would be really helpful for you to do that because you don't understand the value of it until you've experienced it. So sometimes we have head knowledge about something, but until we go and do something, we don't see how it practically plays out. And I've noticed that every one of our trip leaders leads a trip and does all the work because they've seen the fruit of it. And when you see the fruit of your labor, you want to keep laboring. It starts really simply. You might be thinking, I don't know anyone. I don't know anywhere we can go. There's organizations all over the planet that are begging for teams to come. There's missionaries that come to churches to visit that would love to have a team come and serve them. And School of Ministry students have a little bit of an extra thing attached to us because we're not just going to build things or to do a VBS, and those things are great and I think should be part of your school, but there's the aspect of healing and prophecy and all the things that the School of Supernatural brings that a lot of organizations are begging for and they just don't know it. And so it's as practical as giving to a missionary for a while, building a relationship, and then asking, can we bring a team? Going online and seeing where your students are having a heart for a country, and then researching, hey, what is there that we can do in that country? A lot of the places that we've found that we send trips to started because somebody had a relationship with someone else, and now they're our most popular trips, and the people that are living there thought, we're not sure this could ever happen. How in the world did we get this? And God's really good at that. He's really good at divine connections. And so I just want to pray for everyone that's watching this. If you're feeling anxiety or you're feeling a little bit of an overwhelmed feeling, that God would bring you a team around you to help you with this aspect of the school. I would say that it almost needs to be a non-negotiable. That if there's not a missional aspect of the school, if there's not a go of the gospel, then we're missing an aspect of what we're all in this for. And so if it's overwhelming to you, find somebody who can have passion, who can do the research, and who really has it in their heart to do this. I guarantee you have students in your school that would take this project and run with it. And begin to pray and ask God to give you a heart for it. So God, I just thank you for every leader on this call. I thank you for what you're doing in their lives. I pray even right now that you would start to send them divine connections. They'd have people around them that would be passionate about this aspect of supernatural living, the go of the gospel that says to go into all the earth. I even pray that finances would be supernatural, and that even people that have sacrificed just to be in the school would have supernatural ways that they can get money, multiple streams of income in order to go on these trips. And I just pray that there would be testimony after testimony of your faithfulness because people chose to go even when it wasn't convenient. So I bless you.